Hello, my name is Shannon Hart. I'm going to be talking about my favorite device and brand, which would be the Android phones that are currently out right now. I can remember about maybe 10 years ago when I was all about iPhone. iPhone had the newest phones and the best service going on. You can get the iPhone that had the touch screen and had all the different applications. I was so interested in it, and everybody was on the new iPhones. However, you can only get iPhone at that time with AT&T. AT&T was the only carrier that iPhone was with at that time. So once I was ready to leave behind um, the AT&T, I was stuck with trying to find a new phone. So I went on to Android. Android was the best thing that was out other than the iPhone. So when I went to T-Mobile, I went to their newest phone that they had, and that happened to be the G1. And that was the phone that I was currently going with, and it had a turn where you can have a touch screen on one side, and then it was the buttons on the other side, which is kind of like a BlackBerry, but it wasn't a BlackBerry. So I did a little bit of research on Android. Android was founded in Polo, California in 2003 by four gentlemen: Andy Rubin, Rich Miner, Nick Sears, and Chris White. They eventually went to Google, and Google ended up buying them out. Google bought them out in July of 2005. So at that time, that is when Google came along, and they started actually working with Google. Those four men actually started working for Google during that transition of Google purchasing out Android. So during that requisition, they started up the program or the starting up the phones with G1. With T-Mobile, and their first phone was called the G1, which is the first phone that I received, which was the G1. Currently, right now, Android is up to the Android 10 at this time. I currently have the Android Note 9, which is really good. It has lots of different applications on it. They have different ways of maneuvering through. I really like Android a lot more than the iPhone, preferably because you can put different applications on it. iPhone is very strict on their users and what it is that you can download and put onto your phone. Android is a little bit more lenient. As long as the application is out there, for the most part, you're able to download that application. Sometimes for a cost, sometimes it's not a cost, but you're able to download that onto your phone. I like the Android Note mainly because the Android Note is a little bit bigger than like the smaller Android phones, but the Note has a pen with it and has a stylus, so therefore you're able to move around the stylus and put that in as you want, and write notes to people and hearts and smiley faces and all that type of stuff. So that's what I really like about that. So the Android to me is the winner right now if it comes to Android versus iPhone. I never went back to an iPhone since then. Since that G1, I never went back. So I'm sorry, my cat wants to be in the video as well. But yeah, the Android is definitely hands down the winner for me. And that is currently right now my favorite product, my favorite device, my favorite brand. Thank you.